with you being from Houston, and like I say, I probably like Houston music more than a lot of people from Houston. You said that's a shame.
Except for me.
Yeah. What do you think it is about Houston that make people so attracted to like the Houston culture?
I mean, it's one of its own. It's one of its own. You can't go anywhere else in the world and get Houston culture. It's a culture that is fonded. Is loved. Is people try to re-implicate it. People try to reconstruct it or like try to make a different like try to add their own essence and their own history, but mix the Houston shit up underneath it as the foundation and try to mask it as something else. Right. But at the end, everybody still realizes that this is not true Texas or true Houston flavor that they want. You know what I mean? Like, to say that in layman's terms is like people from all over, when they see the reaction that you get from having a double cup and the difference in the room between you being a guy in the room with the double cup when everybody else is in with the red cup, the blue cup. What's the name of that shit?
Solo.
I don't even know the name of that shit because I'm from Houston. Like, but a solo cup. It's just a different aesthetic. It's just a different. It's just a different feeling that a person brings to the room that walks in with a double cup versus you walking in with that shit or a glass cup and all the other shit. And this. It's certain movements, it's certain gestures, it's certain conversations, it's certain ways of dressing, it's certain, you know what I'm saying? It's a long list of cultural rules and boundaries and shit that the Houstonians set for the South and for the world, just same way how New York set a lot of trends, a lot of tones, styles of dressing comes from New York, comes from the East Coast, like hairstyles, certain shit come from Florida, certain shit just come from everybody has their different dynamics that they add on to culture.
That's funny, bro, because we had this conversation previously where Greg, you said, what did you say about Houston music?
Houston music has to be like top 3 cities that influence music, period.
That's true.
And it was a big debate on social media, but I say that to say that, did you see what Lil Yachty said this week where he said that
that's your boy.
All trends come from Atlanta.
I mean, I told y'all in the text message that that's my boy and everything, but I told him in text messages as I sent them my new teeth that's gonna drop this week. I said, I hear what you saying, but this is one of the trends that the entire Atlanta and the entire rap game consumes and re-emulates every day, and it comes from Houston, Texas, and there's permanent diamonds in your mouth. And the jewelry store, that's the number 1 jewelry store that's in Atlanta, Icebox Jewelry, they're from Houston. They're from Sugarland, Texas. So now the style of jewelry and the style of diamonds that is being sent into the Atlanta artists is also coming from Houston, because they learned their style and they re-emulate their whole delivery of making jewelry, and their whole approach is the Johnny Dang approach, the King Johnny approach, the Emmett jewelry, the Emmett exotic diamonds approach. So again, when you talk about jewelry and hip hop, jewelry and African culture, period, that's like a pinnacle. That is one of the most sought after, respected, and biggest things, a part of biggest accessories. But it's also like down there like something that's like mandatory. Right. Is for black men in entertainment, black people in entertainment. It just goes naturally off our skin like it did in Africa back in the day. So for one of the leading things in self rehabilitation or when people want to fix the imperfectnesses or the shit about them that's wrong, one of the main things they go to is their teeth. And the way that the world is separated right now is either you're going to get veneers or you're going to go get diamond teeth. It's left or right. So for Houston and Texas to be the leading source in a dynamic that's just that huge, but people look at it as so small, but it's big as fuck because everybody in the world has a smile. Right. And we're living in a world right now where people feel that you obsolete or you insufficient if you do not have a smile that has been curated or invested into. If you got the same smile that you was born with, in certain rooms or certain places, people don't feel that you adequate or you not making enough money or you haven't got to a certain stature in life to where you can fix what's obviously the rest of the room is going to feel it's wrong about you. And Texas is leading in that because large people in the world don't want veneers because veneers is not in most cases, veneers is not actually fixing what's wrong in your mouth anyway. They're just covering it up if you don't go through the full process. So a lot of people are saying, if I'm going to go through that, I might as well go through the dental work and put diamonds in my mouth. And if I'm going to go put diamonds in my mouth permanently, I need to go to the best place to do it. Just like a person want to go to the best surgeon, the best doctor, you're going to go to the best place to put diamonds in your mouth. That's Houston. Same thing with the double cup culture. That's Houston. Same thing with candy painted cars. That's Houston. Same thing with swangers. That's Houston. We don't drive cars the way the other people ride cars. It's slowed up music. Slowed up music is being used in every art form of music in the way it was never used before, from Zydeco music, country music, R&B music, rhythm and blues music, fucking house music, and every sort of DJ or sort type of producer, some type of mass executive producer that's putting together this big project is incorporated slowed down culture, screwed up culture and music. And I could keep going on and on and on and on and on about other shit that Houston has brought to the landscape. Now, in my opinion, if I was to say, even when it comes to words like, you know what I'm saying, for shit show, twin is not an Atlanta word. Twin is a Houston word. They don't come from Atlanta. They come from Houston. They come from the South Twins. It was just a certain line of respect that the whole state had for the South Twins to where they just not going to call anybody twin, like how they just overly used it in Atlanta. In Texas, right. Just like, yeah, but I don't look at this person as like my real brother that I would die for. And I feel like we went through the same struggles, I feel like your mama, my mama, your auntie, my auntie, your granny, my granny. That's the only way I'm gonna call you my twin. And I'm gonna call a bunch of people my twin because that's virtually impossible. What vagina has made 40 twins? So therefore they diluted the meaning of twin and tried to just, you know what I'm saying, bombarded and make it something else when you supposed to have one twin. You're not supposed to have every person that you meet is twin. Right. That's like I don't know, that's like you a Muslim and every person that you meet, you saying Inshallah to them and they don't even believe in Allah. That's not even they just riding the bandwagon just for the pictures and to wear the kufi. That don't make sense. So it's like, but what I will say that Atlanta has done is they have triumphed the album selling side and the creating great music and hit music, and you know what I'm saying, they have led that, you know what I'm saying, they led making good music and selling big records and doing all that shit. But when you talk about trends as far as like how people dress, I can't get that to them because I mean, from New York to California to Houston. I mean, like, promise that I would just say that just say this for the record, with no disrespect to no party involved. Because like I said, I fuck with Atlanta, I fuck with Yachty, I fuck with everybody. When you say a city added something to the game that's a trend that people do, I would like to ask the question, what is the trend that everybody does dressing-wise or appearance-wise that comes from Atlanta? Because I can't put my finger on it. But if you say, what's the trend that comes from Florida, we could say Wicks. Right. If we was to say, what is the trend that comes from New York, we could say a long list of shit. Air Force Ones, fucking Timbs, Nike Techs, flat press hair. You know what I'm saying? If we go to Texas, we got grills, we got the braids, we got the Southside fades, we got the shag, we got the tall tees, we got the starchy pants, we got the grills, we got the piece and chains, we got just the like I said again, the double cup culture. Like this is a fashion thing on top of a, you know what I'm saying, what it's actually used for. Everybody that knows the history and the culture behind this. When you see Lil Kiki, Lil Flip, Lil Wayne, and any of these people pop up with this cup, this shit hit way harder than a Cristal bottle. You know what I'm saying? And this is something that everybody want to do. It don't matter if you're a gangbanger, it doesn't matter if you're an actor and you just like, we got Aiden Ross on stream talking about buying syrup and sipping syrup and all that. And so at the end of the day, we know, okay, do you want to talk about California? We got Bloods, Crips, red bandanas, Chuck Taylors, fucking Dickies, fucking tall socks, certain styles of braids, fucking nose rings, Tupac. I mean, just respect. I mean, it ain't no shit that I would do. I have nothing against it, but for them, and it's gangster for them. You know what I'm saying? So, but I'm saying it's like a lot of shit. Feel me? You can't even say the one thing that like if a person would be like, okay, well, like Atlanta came with. I'm trying to get Outkast. Okay, let's just say Outkast, right? But it been Erykah Badu's and most deaths and weird Afro, super black Afro forward. They been, so it's like I don't know.
Dallas.
You know what I'm saying? I don't know what's the thing. You know what I'm saying? What, leather pants? Motherfuckers been wearing leather pants.
No,
so
that's what I'm saying. We were wearing leather
White
pants.
team, black team.
You can't say that.
Yeah.
I can't
Can't say
pinpoint that
that.
to Atlanta.
Can't say jewelry. Can't say. I'm really trying to give them one without being disrespectful. You know what I'm saying?
I can't.
No, I ain't even.
No disrespect.
I
I just
ain't
can't
on
give 'em
nothing. I'm just trying to. When you say these things, it's like you got to stand on 'em. Like you can't say, "Oh, Atlanta brought wallet chains." No, y'all didn't. Lil Wayne, Joel Santana, they've been wearing wallet chains. And Eddie Hardy. That's been going on. I'm trying. Jewelry, we already established that the greatest jewelry, again, with no disrespect, Atlanta don't even have a great jeweler of the entire generations of life. Up until y'all just starting to get jewelers that we kind of know. Why? Like, that's brand new. He probably not even from there. We talking about Ben Baller. We talking about Johnny Dang. We talking about Jacob the jeweler. We talking about King Johnny. Like, these people are like epitome. These people are household names and
We gotta give Atlanta something.
I'm trying to think.
Color,
I said good music.
Who?
Civil rights movement.
Atlanta?
I just Googled it.
I'm trying to see. We saying
Alabama
what do people
and
do?
stuff.
Even Chicago, you could give Chicago 1,000 shit that Chicago do that people do. From drill music, skinny jeans, the type of dress that they wear with the twisted dress with the. It's all type of shit that you could on phone them gang.
Yeah, slang.
Like slang. Like I ain't even want to go into the slang. Like that's what I'm saying. Like and that's another thing I say too. Like a lot of Atlanta slang is immigrated, borrowed slang versus to like
Atlanta, one of them places that you move to. It's like Austin. Like it's one of them places you get a little money or you feel like you can do better. It's like LA. Like you move there. I feel like Atlanta is full of transplants, just like Austin is. But
yeah, I just with no disrespect and all love to everybody in Atlanta, I just really can't think of the thing that Detroit, you got buffs. Like I could keep going. Detroit, you got buffs. Like it's all type of shit that people. I just can't think of what they gonna say. You can't. The thing that they would try to claim. What they gonna say? Skinny jeans and Air Force One. You can't even say that.
Nah, yeah.
You can't say that. You could we can go New Orleans, Dickies suits to New Orleans, Reeboks,
G-Nike.
Soldier Rag,
Yeah.
you Spearmint, the whole NBA YoungBoy cigarette kit. But that's you know what I'm saying. That's real Baton Rouge sauce though.
Right.
It's a million motherfuckers that look like this little bro. That look like bro. Bro didn't really. So I don't know. You know what I'm saying? What dyed dreads? I'm just saying.
let's give him dyed dreads. We gotta
dyed
give him
dreads, blonde dreads, maybe.
Shout out to Atlanta for dyed dreads.
I'm honestly trying to. You feel me?